What's good, Oso gang? It's your boy Qadir Oso. I told you it was coming. The first ever episode of Quality Time with Q. Welcome.
23, legend in the making, call me run, run. Billionaire, that's a guarantee. It's what's on my mind. Yeah, on the text, my passion is changing my life. These are affirmations, I believe they can have waves in the bay, make them seasick. I just put my mama in the Lexus. I'm based on some cruising on the big shit.
So let's get into it. First thing I want to get into is my background, right? So a lot of y'all don't know who I am outside of, a little bit of family that follow me on here. But the reason why I got into music is because of my dad. My dad sang. All of my family, most of them sang. Most of them have voices. And I grew up watching a lot of them sing in the church. And, I didn't really know I had a voice until later in life, as hard as that is to believe. And, yeah, man, that's just the gist of it, the gist of my early background. Like I said, I didn't know I could sing up until I was about 23. Just to give you a short background of, where I came from as a kid, I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. Humble beginnings, moved to Irvington when I was like 5. And then eventually I moved to PA when I was like 13. Growing up in Newark, we came from a lot of, poverty. Grew up low income youth. It was just, a struggle for most of my family. And, a lot of people can identify with that. I used to travel with my dad singing. He used to have shows all over. He used to actually travel to New York. He would have a studio session, like I would say like twice, 2 weekends out the month. And I would go follow him. And I would be up with him till like 3 a.m. in studio sessions, watching him record. And I wasn't really paying it no mind. I was kind of doing my own thing and, not knowing that the music was rubbing off on me. And I soaked all of that stuff up, not even knowing. Like I said, I didn't know I could sing until I was about 23. I always, as a kid, I always heard the things that I would say normal, but the average kid don't hear is like the background vocals, the ad libs, and just the things that kids don't usually listen for when they listen to music. And that's how I knew. Fast forward, I moved from Irvington to PA. I wanted to play basketball. I was playing basketball for most of my life and up until high school, and then a little bit in college. And I kind of knew at a certain point in college that I wasn't going to the NBA. I figured I would start making music my focus, right? So when I was about 21, I went to college. That didn't work out because my dad ended up getting sick, and I had to come home, help my mom with the bills because she was falling behind because my dad couldn't work. So I came home, I got a job, and I was working. And then fast forward from about 21 to 23, I started an online business. That's neither here nor there. We won't really get into that, but started an online business and I had a laptop. Just hold that thought. I had that laptop for a couple years and I was using it for business, was not using it for music in any way, shape, or form. But what happened was I was going to a couple producers. I was still doing music here and there, but not really taking it seriously. And COVID happened. COVID was like kind of catalyst to a new start for me, right? I know COVID was a bad thing to a lot of people. For some people it was good, but I know a lot of us had a lot of time on our hands, right? So that's kind of where I think things changed for me musically, because I actually started to take it serious. I had a lot of time on my hands. And like I said, I had that laptop and I was using it for business. I got that laptop for Christmas. I was just, I couldn't go to the guy that I was going to anymore because we was all quarantined. I couldn't go to him to make the music, to make the beats and do what I needed to do. So I saw that laptop sitting there. I was like, why not try my hand at it? Because I got nothing but time anyway, so why not do it? Right? So I picked that laptop up and I started educating myself on the music. I wanted to learn how to do the music myself. I wanted to learn how to put a song together, song structure, just so that I can make a song. Shout out to I Am Legend. I know a lot of y'all don't know who that is, but he's a really well-renowned YouTuber that teaches you, the ins and outs of how to put a song together and how he does it. And that's who I learned from. That really changed everything. And I made my first song ever and it was called Heartless, right? So the real ones know. I made that song and it was so trash. I'm not gonna call it trash, but I'm talking about the quality of it. The quality of it was not good. It was not good, but I was so proud of it. I was so happy because because I had made my first song by myself. And that was the turning point where I knew I could do this, right? Because even though the quality wasn't good, the lyrics, the background vocals, everything that I was learning up to that point had got me to where, I was trying to get to educationally to make the music. I was in my room. I wasn't going to work. I wasn't doing, so I was in my room countless hours just working and working and working and working and working, perfecting my craft until, now it's good enough to put out. And I have put out music up to this point that have reached heights that I never thought it would reach. And because, I educated myself and I stepped out on faith and believed in myself. And because of COVID, I put my first song together. So in short, that's kind of how my music career started. But there's a lot of things that I left out that I can't get into because, it would make for a very, very long story. There's one thing that I want to highlight that kind of helped me get here too. There was a point where my dad got severely sick and he had a thyroid issue, and sometimes thyroid issues, they can mimic mental issues, and they can off all your hormones. And a lot of people don't realize that hypo and hyperthyroidism can really cause damaging and lasting effects on whoever develops that sickness. It was times where he couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep. Because of that, it was causing other severe issues. He was losing weight at an alarming rate, and because he couldn't do for himself at the time, I had to step in and help my mother financially and hold down the fort until he got better. And there were times where we didn't think he would get better. There were times where we thought that he was on his deathbed. Those are one of the things that really drove me to, I gotta find something. I have to find something for myself that I can do to give back to my mother and father, because I never want to go through that again. And I never want to go through a point where if something happened to one of my parents that, that I can't step up to the plate and be that guy to step in. That is really what I want for me personally. It's not about the money. It's about the impact, and it's about having the money so I can afford the choices to do what I want to do at all times, and afford the choices to be able to buy my parents a home and get them whatever they want. And so my future family don't have to worry about nothing. That is my driving force behind doing it. That's why I made this YouTube channel, just so y'all know who I am as a person. I have a long-term girlfriend. We've been together for 7 years and we're headed towards marriage. I just want y'all to know exactly who I am as a person before I start this journey. And y'all get to see everything. Like I said, you get to see when I travel and do everything. And I believe that this is only the beginning. It's only the beginning, and you get to see all the beginning stages until, I reach new heights to where I know God has a plan for me. So that's the first episode of Quality Time with Q. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out Uday and Now Mind Entertainment for putting me on a new stratosphere. Like I will always say, to the day I die, dream big and don't quit. Your winning season is closer than you think. Let's go.